If you're going to Oahu and you love snorkeling, this is the guide for you. These are my top 10 best snorkeling spots on the island of Oahu. All of these can be accessed from the shore, and we're going to start with destination number 1, which is Sharks Cove. It consists of this huge tide pool area and then the actual open cove. We saw all sorts of fish, we saw turtles, we saw eels. This was a really fun place to go snorkeling. And as you can see on the map, this is where it's located on the North Shore. So as you arrive, it's a one-way entrance and there's free parking, but you want to get there early because it fills up fast. There's also a large beach area where you can hang out. This large area is the tide pool area for snorkeling. And then when you head over, this is the open cove area for snorkeling. And I would only snorkel here if the water's calm. The day that we went, the waves were way too big to snorkel there. This is what the one-way free parking lot looks like. So they have parking spots, there's a bathroom and shower area. And then we walked down to the beach area and we went over by the rocks. This is where we set down our stuff and we got in to go snorkeling. As you're entering the tide pools, you'll see that there's rocks everywhere, but the bottom is mostly sandy. So I went in barefoot and it was fine, but I did see people wearing water shoes as well. So normally it's pretty safe to go snorkeling in the tide pools, but you do want to watch the waves. During the winter time, the waves can get huge, and if they're coming way over this rock barrier, you don't want to go in. On the day that we went, there were some waves coming over, but nothing crazy, and the water was actually pretty calm in the tide pools. But as I headed over to go into the cove, the currents were really strong and the waves were way too big, so I actually did not snorkel in the cove area on the day that we went. So after we got into the water, we put on our mask, snorkel, fins, and this is what it looked like snorkeling. So from Sharks Cove, we go to number 2, which is Hanauma Bay Nature Preserve. It's only open Wednesdays through Sundays. It's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. And to get in, you've got to make an online reservation, and that can only be made 2 days in advance, and you've got to do that at 7 a.m. sharp Hawaiian time. The tickets are $25 per person and $3 per vehicle for parking. Hanauma Bay is located on the southeast side of Oahu. And when you turn in off the highway, you're going to follow this road down. It's going to take you to the parking lot, and there's a gated entrance. That's where you're going to pay the $3 parking fee. So our reservation time was for 8 a.m. They said to get there by 7:45, so we got there at 7:30 to have enough time to park, go to a couple of the lookouts, and then go to the front office to get checked in. The parking is $3 cash only. And after we paid for our parking, we decided to go through the first parking lot to the second overflow parking lot because we wanted to walk up to some of the overlooks. So when you get to the end of the first parking lot, you make a right. This takes you to the overflow. We found a parking spot and then we hiked up to the top overlook. And then we walked back down to the main office to get checked in. So after we checked in, they directed us over to the theater where we watched a safety and informational video. So after we finished the movie, we walked out, and then you've got 2 choices. One, you can just walk down to the beach and take in the views. That's what we did. Or they've got a truck that's pulling a trailer and you can hop into the trailer. It's a seated trailer and the truck will take you down to the beach. So as you get to the bottom, there's a roundabout. That's where the truck drops everyone off. There's bathrooms right there. Now, normally we bring our own snorkeling gear, but the day before our Jeep got broken into and my snorkeling gear got stolen. So we headed over to the rental shop to rent some snorkeling gear. So I rented the premium package, which included a mask, snorkel, and fins. And there is a deposit required in order to rent. You can leave your driver's license, ID, passport, car keys. And you'll see there's a number 1 for the snorkeling rental. And then over on the side, you'll see number 2, and that's the pickup. And then once you're done, this is where you're going to rinse off your stuff and return your gear. So on our way out, they had a guide to the reef life that we would see. And then we headed out to the beach. Along the way, we saw that they've got lifeguard stands all along this beach. They've got a big beach area. There's a grassy area that you could lay out too. And so we found a spot on the beach. We laid out our towels, and then we decided to get in the water to do some snorkeling. So looking out at the water, we went to the far left side, and this is where we got in. We started snorkeling here, and we just worked our way all the way down the reef, and then got out at the very end of the beach. So after snorkeling, we got out, we laid out, we enjoyed ourselves, and then we decided to call it a day. So we headed back over to the truck, and the truck took us up this hill. And overall, we had an amazing day snorkeling at the Hanauma Bay Nature Preserve. Then we headed over to our third favorite snorkeling spot on Oahu, which was the Olina Lagoon 4. We went to Lagoon 4 because this one doesn't have a resort or hotel on it, but all 4 of these lagoons are public, and there's a trail system that connects them all. These lagoons are located on the southwest side of Oahu. As you're driving into Kuilima, you're going to see this guard gate. You don't have to stop here, but you're going to see a sign that shows you the parking lots for each one of the lagoons and how many spaces are available. We were already planning on going to Lagoon 4, and we were happy to see that there were 25 spaces available. So we followed the road down to Lagoon 4. When you get to the end, you're going to go to the free parking lot, which is right here. And as you're coming down, you'll see that if you go to the left, there's a paid parking lot for the marina, but you're going to want to turn right, and that will take you to Lagoon 4's free parking lot. So we found a parking space and we took the trail over to the beach. So even though these are man-made lagoons, they open directly to the ocean, so there's lots of fish swimming in here. So these lagoons are open from sunrise to sunset. They also have free public bathrooms here. So after exploring a little bit, we laid out our towels and we decided to get in the water and do some snorkeling. We had a great time snorkeling at the Olina Lagoon 4, And then after that, we headed to spot number 4, which is the Kahe Point Beach Park. This small beach has a vibrant coral reef. There's an electric power plant in the background. There's 2 large venting pipes that go way out in the ocean. You can snorkel all the way out there, and fish like to go there because the water's really warm. This is located on the southwest side of Oahu. When you get there, you'll find that there's a free public parking lot, but don't leave anything in your car. While we were there, we got out just to explore a little bit, and I left my snorkeling gear in the Jeep. Someone broke in, stole my snorkeling gear, so my wife was kind enough to let me use her gear to snorkel out. After parking, you're gonna walk over to this small little beach. This is where you're gonna get into the water. You'll see the public bathrooms. On the left, you'll see they've got lifeguards now, and then you just take the trail down to the beach. So if you're gonna swim all the way out to where the pipes let out, you definitely wanna be an advanced snorkeler. But if you don't wanna go all the way out, there's a vibrant reef that you can snorkel right off the beach. So I got in the water with my wife's snorkeling gear on and headed out to the pipes. You can see that you don't have to go far, and you're gonna see lots of different fish. And snorkeling out with fins has probably took me about 20-25 minutes to get out there. So you can see this is where the pipes are letting out the warm water, and the fish and turtles love this. It's about 20 feet deep here, and if you swim right in front of those vents, that water is going to push you pretty far. After snorkeling, we got out and we headed over to number 5, which is Queens Beach. It's located on the southern end of Oahu, right next to Honolulu. When we got there, we found that the parking was paid. It's metered parking, and it's 50 cents per hour up to 4 hours, and we used a credit card for this. So we parked towards the southern end of the beach. We crossed the street, and as we're crossing through the green space, you'll see a lifeguard stand to F. And on the south side, you'll also see that they've got public bathrooms, and there's a restaurant called Barefoot Beach Cafe. On the southern end, you'll see that there's this rock jetty or pier that goes out, and this is where there's some great snorkeling. So we decided to explore the beach first and then get in the water and do some snorkeling. We had a great time snorkeling at Queens Beach, and then we headed up to spot number 6, which is Kuilima Cove at Turtle Bay Resort. This is located up on the north shore of Oahu. As you're driving in, you'll see the Turtle Bay sign. You just follow that road up, and it's going to take you to the free parking lot. When you get to the resort, you're going to make a right. You're going to follow it to the free parking area. You can see that there's lots of free parking, but it does fill up fast. And you'll know you're at the right place because you'll see the Shoreline Public Parking Access signs along this area. So here's an aerial view, and you can see where the free parking is located in the parking lot. And then from the free parking lot, you just follow that trail to the beach. So The trail's really well marked. You're going to see the sign that says beach access, so you just follow these stairs and you go up, and then you'll follow this paved trail down to the beach. So you'll see a lot of beach chairs and umbrellas, but that's for Turtle Bay Resort, so you definitely want to bring your own beach chair, umbrella, your towels, snorkeling gear. So we set our towels down on the very far right side of Kuilima Cove because that's where we wanted to get in for snorkeling. So on the day that we went, you can see that lots of waves were coming in, but this cove protected it enough that we could still go snorkeling. We had a great time snorkeling here, and then we headed to snorkeling spot number 7, which is Lanikai Beach, with its super soft sand, turquoise water, amazing snorkeling, the Moku Islands out in the distance. This beach felt like paradise. This beach is located on the southeast side of Oahu, and there's no immediate parking for this beach. We drove all through the neighborhood and there were signs all over saying no parking. So because we couldn't find any free parking in the immediate area, we just drove back to Kailua Beach Park. We parked on the southeast side of Kailua Beach Park, and then we walked the 0.8 of a mile to Lanikai Beach. As you're getting close, there's multiple accesses, but many of those are just dead ends at the water. The first one that takes you to the beach is Ocean Access 4. So look for that sign, and then you'll take this trail all the way out to the beach. As we walked out onto the beach, there's this amazing view, this turquoise water, and you can see 2 islands out in the distance. The island on the left is Mokunui, and that one has a beach and people will kayak out to that island. And the island on the right is Mokuiki, and that's why they nicknamed these 2 islands the Mokes. So this beach has a super long stretch of sand. It's great for long walks. And after we explored the beach, we decided to get in the water and do some snorkeling. After snorkeling here, we got out, walked back to our Jeep, and then we headed over to snorkeling spot number 8, which is Allen Davis Beach. It is a hike to get there, but it's definitely worth it. It's located on the very southeast corner of Oahu. And to get there, you're going to go to the Makapu'u Point Lighthouse Trailhead parking lot. So you're going to park in that parking lot. So once you find a place to park, then you're going to head up to the trailhead and you're going to see a dirt trail that goes off to the right. And that's the Ka'ivi Shoreline Trail. So you're going to take that for half a mile to get to Allen Davis Beach. As you come out onto the beach, you're going to see there's this long beach area, and then it's really shallow when you first get in and it gets deeper and deeper. You're going to see 2 little rock tide pools that you can hang out in. And then when you go out deeper, that's where the good snorkeling is. Now, getting out to the deeper area to snorkel, it's really rocky, so I'd recommend wearing some water shoes, or you can just kind of float on the water and kind of skim over the rocks until you get to the deeper area. We had a great time exploring and snorkeling and just hanging out at Allen Davis Beach. We had a great time snorkeling here. After snorkeling and hanging out, we hiked back and then we headed to snorkeling spot number 9, which is Kaimana Beach. It's located on the south side of Oahu, and when you pull up, there's a street that goes right next to it and there's free parking there. And if that parking's full, there is metered parking available. So we found a spot in the free parking and then we started walking over to the beach and we saw that there's also free parking at this War Memorial Natatorium. And as we got to the beach, we saw that there's a lifeguard station, there's showers that you can rinse off. So you can see that this water is crystal clear, there's a channel that you can swim in, and then there's this large reef area that you can go snorkeling. We had a great time here, and then we headed to snorkeling spot number 10, which is Laniakea Beach, also known as Lani's. This is up on the north shore, and so this is hit or miss. If there's large waves, you don't want to go snorkeling here, but if the waves are small, there's some really good snorkeling. So they do have a free parking lot. It's a one-way only through the parking lot, so you're going to want to enter going northeast on the highway. If you get in the parking lot, it's totally full, then you can keep going down and there's parking on the side of the street. After parking, you take the crosswalk over to the beach. The waves weren't too crazy on the day that we went, so we decided to get in and do some snorkeling, and we saw turtles and all sorts of fish. So that wraps up my top 10 best snorkeling spots on Oahu. And if you love snorkeling as much as I do, I hope this video helps you prepare an amazing snorkeling trip to Oahu.